That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to oh, why can't I? Trees of greenland with music too. I watch them lean for me and you, and I think to myself,
thank you. How's everything?
oh, wonderful world.
This is Stephanie, my best friend. This is Sue.
The glassy skies of blue, and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. See flowers shaking hands, how do you do? When you say, I heard babies cry and I watched them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. We will travel miles with the lemon drop, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere.
Please welcome State President Barbara Gittenstein.
Thank you so much, Pete. You may have noticed that all the cabinet and the faculty were feeling very relaxed until Pete reminded us there was only 48 hours. What are we doing here? Thank you so much for being here this evening. It's such a pleasure to see so many friends of the college, alumni, trustees, members of our volunteer leadership boards, as well as our dedicated faculty and staff. I wish I had time to recognize each of you individually, but I would be remiss if I did not take just a moment to acknowledge and thank someone who cannot be with us for this evening, but I look forward to seeing her in the fall. Marilyn Grinnis Gray, 1948, whose name adorns the early childhood education classroom on the first floor of this building, is unable to be here because of a recent medical complication, but I do hope to see her very soon in the fall and to let her see that beautiful new plaque on that beautiful room. Marilyn's career in education positively affected countless children, and she and Don, her husband, have been dedicated supporters of TCNJ's School of Education. Let's give her a round of applause. Tonight we celebrate both the college's past and its future as we near the start of our 158th year as an institution committed to preparing teacher educators. We were the state of New Jersey's first teacher preparation program, and proudly, we remain the home of New Jersey's best school of education today. We have evolved, however, and this extraordinary building reaffirms both TCNJ's commitment to its founding purpose and its desire to retain a place at the forefront of educational exploration and discovery. This facility will enable us to continue producing teachers who are proficient in the most effective technologies and methods. With this building, TCNJ School of Education will also be able to offer specialized training for the full range of disciplines, from early childhood education to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math educators. We will have the ability to host conferences and symposia for educators throughout the region. Our School of Education will have the capacity to continue launching bold new initiatives, such as our Center for Autism, our Career and Community Studies program, and students that they will touch. As you can see, there are some finishing touches that still need to be made, so I hope you will come back for homecoming to see the finished product. But for now, I thank you for your dedication to and your support of the College of New Jersey, and thank you for joining us this evening.
I'm now very pleased to introduce to you a wonderful colleague who's particularly fortunate in that he will officially preside over the opening of the School of Education building when classes begin a week from today. Please welcome Mark Kaselika, Dean of the School of Education. I have a few prepared remarks, but before I share those with you, I'd be remiss if I did not thank the wonderful people from our food service for this fabulous time. And although Kurt, where are you, Kurt? Although you publicly acknowledge your colleagues for all of their work, I think that a couple of them deserve to hear something from me. And I will say this again when I give my welcome remarks to faculty and staff next Wednesday. But I think, Kurt, the only people from your staff who are going to make it here tonight are Debbie and David. Would the two of you stand for a moment? Is there anybody else here from your crew? Just saying. How many of you in the audience took a tour with us when there was just the shell of the building? I know several of you were here, right? Would you raise your hand? Is it not remarkable the transformation that this building has undergone? And my brother is a civil engineer. My brother-in-law is a construction engineer. So I sort of, through their eyes, have a sense for the amount of detail and hours that they put into this work. I know that two of you in particular have been exhausted with the request for this. You could not be more good-natured in your response or thorough in your responsiveness. And Debbie, we've exchanged so many emails and phone calls and visits. And Kurt, I know you've helped us with a number of emergencies. And David, I want everybody to know how many days, David, I would arrive here at 7:30 in the morning, David would be here already. And for 2 weeks, I believe at 10 or 10:30 at night, as we were making the transition to the building, David would not have left yet. That man exhausted himself. And I think for the great service, we should give him a public applause. And tell your wife we thank her. Please have a seat. Those of you who've heard me speak before know the first sentence I begin every speech related to this endeavor of leading the School of Education, and it's this. I get up every day, every single day, and I say a little prayer of thanks for the privileged life I have. I have a privileged life. Privileged life. In large part because I am not only an educator, but I am part of this great educational legacy. This family of educators who have come over the years to what was the New Jersey Normal School and several names we had in between then, and then Trenton State College, and now the College of New Jersey. I think about my days when I prepare for nights like this, and I say, why am I so lucky to be able to work with people like you? I'm amazed as a psychologist who has studied systems work and change in families about how there's such continuity amid such change. And for those of you who graduated in, what, 59, is it? 57 March, and how about you?
59.
59, all right? You probably can relate to the continuity that I'm talking about. And it's this. In spite of the fact that we have a state-of-the-art facility, and isn't it beautiful? It is so beautiful. And aren't we fortunate, as President Gittstein pointed out, that we now have a Center for Autism and other centers which lead us in the directions we need to go in to serve the diverse needs of students in our country. But at the same time, for those of you who are alums, isn't it beautiful to discover, as we talk with each other, the continuity of values among teachers and educators at all levels who've come through this college? I look at you, and then I think about the students we have today. And I think about what has inspired them to be teachers. And as I think about their stories, I enjoy listening to yours tonight, realizing your gems cut from the same stone. Nancy and Marge and I were talking over dinner, and you were mentioning to me about what inspired you to go into teaching. Marge, for example, in your case, you were saying how you had a teacher who demanded that you did 3 hours of homework every night. And she made a difference in your life because, in your case, some of your learning easy, right? She found a way to find you to reach to a higher level. And that's what good teachers do. That's what all of you have done. But I feel connected to you for more than what has inspired you or for the good work you've done, whether it's in the classroom or as an administrator or as a counselor. I see some of my dear counselor friends over here. I think about how you've been inspired by your own personal experiences. Terry, I so much enjoyed your story about growing up near Altoona, Pennsylvania, the coal country, and how education wasn't an opportunity for so many people in your family in prior generations. But how you were raised with the belief that education makes a difference. And that is why you were so glad to receive your degree from here, and why you have helped to create a scholarship for people so that they can continue with their educations. Many of you have been similarly inspired. And I am so grateful to you for your commitment to our school and to this great endeavor. I can't help but to digress for a moment to say, I was in Florida earlier today helping my two sons move into their new lives down there. It was one of those bittersweet moments that I'm sure all of you who are parents can relate to. So I was a little heartbroken when I left. I was a little down in the dumps, but I was so eager to get here. And I arrived at 4:30, and as I was driving to campus, I was listening to National Public Radio. And I heard the report of a courageous reporter who was in Syria, talking about the government bombing its own people, and how the regime there has blocked communications. And as I was listening to that story, I turned left onto this campus. I saw these beautiful grounds. I saw the brick structures of this Georgian architecture. I was struck by the beauty of this place, and more importantly, of the freedoms that we have here. Of knowing that what helps to create a great society is a free public education. And how all of you, whether you were teachers or administrators, or school counselors, or we have speech therapists here, or audiologists, or for those of you who've been married to people in those professions, or for those of you who have donated to the school because you understand our mission. That you are architects of a great society, right? Because isn't it education, a free public education, that helps to define what a great society is? So can you see why I have this profound understanding of why my life is privileged? And Navolia Ogletree, our wonderful professional in the Career Center, came up to me tonight and she said, you know, Mark, it's so wonderful to be in this building because I think that education is the second greatest profession in the world. And I almost got defensive for a minute because, of course, I believe teaching. But she said, no, Mark, parenting is. And teaching is second. And if we have great parents and great teachers, we have the foundation for a great society. So to all of you, when you drive home tonight, I want you to picture me getting out of my car every day, walking into this beautiful building that I have, knowing that I take the mission of this school in my heart and in my mind, and I take your legacy with me to infuse it in our curriculum so that our students are as well prepared as you were when you exited these doors to begin your lives as professionals. I thank you for your legacy. I welcome you back, and I hope that you will visit us for many years to come. Thank you again.